Boom Beach Frontlines has a whole range of awesome power-ups that you can use during a battle, but which ones are the best and when should you use them? That is the question we are going to answer in today's video, so let's just jump straight into it. The Grunt Army spawns a whole little bunch of grunts, a little bit better than the normal grunts you get because these ones spawn a couple of little medic ones as well, which heal you and the rest of your squad, as well as having a handful that charge in and start targeting the enemy troops. Best way to use this is to drop it just on the outside of the main battle where you're fighting over a control point, and then you can stand behind it, running behind the grunts. The enemies will try to shoot you, but they will automatically lock onto the grunts, which means you'll take less damage. Plus you've got them little medics that are healing you up and the other ones that are doing more damage to the enemy as well. Again, if you're on the control point, you can spawn these guys right in the middle of the control point as the enemy is pushing you, and again they'll just be there as distraction as well as dealing a little bit of damage, doing a bit of healing. Up next we have the Flame Strike. The Flame Strike will spawn a little area of fire. It's bigger than the control point, so when you are defending the control point, when you first get there, if you drop a Flame Strike right in the middle of the control point, that will stop the enemy troops from being able to get on the control point and stop you from building it, because they'll take damage and you won't. So you can stand in the middle of that flame strike point and just stand there and chill, shoot from the middle out as they come in and take damage from the flame strike, and you shooting at them makes it very difficult for them to push in and take control of that building. Flame strike is also good for when you're pushing into an enemy's control point. You can drop it between, say, a defense and the actual control point building itself, and it will damage everything it touches. So it will damage vehicles, troops, and buildings. So if you're trying to make a push and you're trying to push your way in to get some damage on the control point, drop a flame strike on it. Even if you die, that flame strike will still stay there for the full duration, dealing damage to that building. Bomblets are up next. They are crazy strong, these little guys. These guys can be used for countering vehicles like Scorchers and armored trucks and things like that. APCs, tanks, anything like that. Run up next to either a vehicle or a defense, drop your bomblets and watch them spawn and target that vehicle or defense, and they'll just do huge damage to it. These are great if you're trying to defend a Scorcher push or an armored car push, APCs, something like that. Bomblets can come in the last minute and clutch it out for you by taking out that vehicle a lot quicker than what troops will. Again, with defenses, you can just stand underneath or right next to a defense, spawn the bomblets, and they'll target the nearest defense. So if you want to, say, take a rocket launcher out or a medi launcher, get in there close with your bomblets on board, drop them and run away. They'll target that building straight off the rip as soon as they spawn. The repair laser is up next. The repair laser will shoot at friendly buildings and vehicles and basically repair them, which means adding health to them. Target whatever vehicle or building has the least health, and then once that's built up a little bit, it will reassess the situation and move or stay on whichever building or vehicle it's on, to whichever one's got the least health, and it will keep flicking backwards and forwards until it runs out of, once the timer runs out and it expires. So these can be really good for rebuilding your power core in overtime. If you think your match is going to go into overtime and potentially down to the wire to a tiebreaker, a repair laser on the core right at the end of the clock, just rebuild that health on the core as much as possible before the tiebreaker. You can win plenty of games like that, just clutch out in the last moment with a decent power up. It can also be used for pushing the enemy control points. If you've got a squad mate who's got a Scorcher or a tank, say, and they're going to make a push into the enemy's control point, try and get the core down, you can follow them up with a repair laser in your pocket. Once they get in amongst it, you can drop the repair laser and defend the repair laser, whilst the repair laser repairs the tank or the Scorcher or whatever it is, which just means that that tank or Scorcher is going to be in the fight just a little bit longer. Might be enough just to clutch out the win at the end. Boom Bundle is arguably one of the most overpowered power-ups in the game. This thing deals huge amounts of damage to everything it touches. Most commonly used for dealing damage to the control point once it's been built. This thing will take out huge chunks of health off of those buildings, run it in or fly it in with jetpack, drop it, and then defend it as best you can, because if the enemy troops do manage to deal enough damage to it, they can take it out and it won't give you any value at all. It won't even go off. But if you can defend it for the 3 or 4 seconds that it needs before it goes bang, then absolutely huge rewards when it deals massive damage to the control point. Also does damage to defenses and vehicles and troops as well, so you can use it all round, but most commonly used for dealing damage to the control points. So guys, I want to know what you think the best power up in the game is. What are you enjoying using most? What do you think brings most value to you and your squad? Let us know in the comments what you think, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.